Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to show you the new AnaPico analog signal generator looks like from the box right up to the menu and also the software that comes along with it. This is how it looks like on the front screen of the analog signal generator. The version that I'm having here right now is called AP5001A, and the options it has for the frequency range is between 9 kHz to 2 GHz. So before I start moving the box, I will just shut it down and we'll go through how the box looks like. As you can see, we have a knob here which you can rotate and select, and the best thing about this one is the screen is a touch screen type. And we have an N-type connector for this version, and I think there's options that you can choose to change it to 2.5mm. And let's look at the back of the box. Before that, if you rotate here, you can see that hinge where you can just hold, and you can also rotate into such an orientation because there are some paddings over here. So there's some padding, rubber padding, that enables you to change the orientation of that box. So let's look at the back of the box. So I think this is some phase modulation. So we have a reference in where we can select different type of reference. I think it's between 10 meg, 100 meg, and there's options that go out to 1 gigahertz according to the data sheet. And then we have a trigger in, and below that we have AM pulse, we have a reference out, we have a function out, and this for grounding. So this on off switch is not the typical way like the rest of the key set is SIGGEN, where the on-off switch is in front, and this is the one that caught me off guard. This box will only work with the 6V adapter DC. It should come along when you order this box. So we have a USB connector and this is a LAN. These two are meant for remote control purpose. So we're going to walk through step by step on how to set up some of these parameters. I reconnected everything. I will turn on the box right now. So this is how it looks like when it's first boot up. This is a frequency setup, this is a RF power, this is a phase change. So currently it's connected to Ethernet switch. It was given this IP address. You see this switch and more in the subsequent video. So in this video, I just walk through how it looks like for every screen so that you have some idea of how it looks like. So I won't go with the software right now. Whatever you're seeing here is taken from the camera in front of that signal generator. Let's look at this CW. So you just have to touch it. And you can change any of this parameter by highlighting this. And you can scroll. Let's say this is what I want, 500 meg. I'll just enter. And you go to the subsequent digit. So if you do not want to go with a knob, you can actually touch this keypad. You can just type in straight. Let's say I want us to go with 700 meg. As simple as that. And the other one is this RF output power is the same. You can highlight that and then you can scroll. So you can see that the change of positive to negative part. Of course, you can touch that the keypad and straight away put in the value, and phase is the same. So if I turn RF on right now, you can hear the click, means that the RF output is on. So let's go to sweep right now. So in this box on this screen, you can either choose sweep on the frequency or power, but not both at the same time. I'll go into detail in the subsequent video. Here, as you can see, we have a start frequency and then frequency step. As you can see, we can't change anything here, but there's a way to change that. But anyway, let's go to power. So you can set the start and then config. So config, this is the one that will determine the number of points in between the start range that you set. We go through that later. So in modulations, we have pulse, we have main, where you set the frequency, you set the power, you set the pulse train, and then we have config of the pulse, what type of pulse train you want it to be. Then we have trigger type, and info, I think is a summary of how the pulse looks like. Then we have analog modulations, which is AM, FM, and PM phase modulation. Simple as that. AM, you change the modulation depth, FM, the modulation deviation, PM, the phase deviation. Then chirp. Chirp is mainly for house. I haven't really tried that yet, but we can give it a try later. And then after that we have reference. So this is where I say you can choose internal, external, 10 meg, 100 meg. There's a set of value that is able to accept. So I just had a quick check on the data sheet. It seems like this external variable is able to take in flexible reference input between 5 MHz to 250 MHz. So if you have a reference clock that's more than 100 meg, you can actually use this. And then you can actually select whether you want the reference output or not. So over here, trigger. So the trigger point is when you need external input or external output. So the trigger type to be a point, a gated, trigger source, input, output, things like that. You can actually set it up over here. So it can be input and output setup. Sorry, trigger, input, output setup. Then we have config. So in config, this is where you preset. You can save it as a user preset. Then you can also sanitize it if you plan to send this box for calibrations on service, and you will have some sensitive information which you want to remove. Then we have COM. COM is just communications. Like for example, right now we are using Ethernet, and we can actually do this. Go to there, tap that. So it can be auto, DHCP, or manual. So normally I will just go with DHCP if I'm using switch, and manual if I direct connecting to any of my computer. So anyway, cancel. So this is information for the IP address. Then we have display, local and remote only. So not really my main concern, but I can show you how it looks like. So once you're happy with that, you can just click there. So there's nothing much changed because we are not remoting to it. What I suspect is that if I click on remote and maybe turn on the remote software and see what okay, so that means that the screen is locked. If I go into remote only, if the software is holding it, if the software is accessing remotely, the screen will freeze. And let's go to local and remote instead. Even though my software is controlling it right now, I'm still be able to access to the screen. So the config info is all about the firmware, the serial number, and the options. Then test is self-test. I won't go into it because it takes some time for that. So that's the end of this part of the video. Please watch the subsequent video on some of the setup. We'll go through step by step on some of the setup. Thanks for watching.